Jacob.
Hello, big ups, good afternoon, good evening, good morning if you're in Australia, but good to have you here with me. Another edition here on United Spurs of America. I'm Jacob. Thank you for joining. If you're watching this live or on replay, I hope you're doing well, and I want you to know that I appreciate you. There's anywhere in the world you could be, and you decided to be locked in with myself right now, and that means something to me. So big up yourself right now. Welcome to episode 19 of the Untitled series. Obviously, Tottenham Hotspur did beat the Singapore Sea City Sailor Lion people, so that was nice. I enjoyed that. We'll get into it. We'll break it all down. But obviously, the big news: Joe Lewis, cue Akon song. I don't want to sing it because it'll be so spot on that you'll think it's the whole song itself. But he's gonna get locked up, and he might not. He probably won't. Let's be honest. The American judicial system will move slower than molasses. The richer you, I like to say, the richer you are, the longer it will take. And we know how rich he is. Off the top, just to show you an example of how rich he is, let me show you. So, as of 3 hours ago, Joe Lewis pleaded not guilty to 19 counts of insider trading in Manhattan courtroom on Wednesday. Here's the fun part. Before posting a $300 million bond and being released. $300 million bond and being released. That's fun. Some of the responses to this have been quite humorous. I'm curious to see how the chat feels. But before I keep going, let me see what's up with the chat real quick. I'm not forgetting about y'all, I promise. It's just when some things are so funny, I just have to get straight to it. Adrian Schroka gets the first place prize of the day. Big up Adrian Schroka. Says, Jacob, mate, I messaged you in my Facebook group. I saw the message. I replied, Adrian. I also DM'd you on Twitter, my friend. So I know you said you like panels more than you like a one-on-one. So whenever I get a panel lined up, I will definitely keep you. I'll keep you in mind for that. Admittedly, okay, so Lisa and Scott, real quick. I read this comment and I saw the purple circle and I just thought it was Scott, and I thought it said, Scott, big up Jacob. I don't care if it's only preseason. I'm happy. Exciting game, especially second half. Confidence for Richie, which he'll need especially if and when Kane leaves. I thought this was Scott that said that at first, and I was like, what is going on in Canada? I did not. It was a very hilarious moment for me. But big up, Lisa. Thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well, Chica. Hope you're keeping well. Scott M is here. In fact, he chimed in later. But when this message first popped up, Lisa's, I was like, what's going on with Scott? He's being way too positive right now. Scott M says, where are all the Lion City Sailor fans? That's a tongue twister. Lion City Sailor fans now too scared to come to the Spurs chat after that dominance. Where are they at? Where you at, Mr. Lions? Lion City Sailor? It's funny. Never heard of them before this tour popped up. I will be honest. I wasn't that well versed. I didn't know that there was such a thing as Lion City Sailors. That's kind of funny. Ben Kaufman, an interesting night was had at the synagogue. Interesting night indeed. I saw the purple and gold, but if you mean something else, I hope it was a good time. Adrian Sugar says, Jacob, mate, I shall take a look. Big up, Adrian. When's the open bus parade? That's what I'm wondering. Obviously, you see the poll in the chat. It is saying, how are you celebrating the Tiger Cup? And with 50% right now, everyone's doing the Richie special. Shirtless pigeon action. And I got to say, hell yeah, I'm down for that. I'm all aboard that because honestly, who didn't want to take their shirt off and do the pigeon dance after he got his hat trick? He wanted that hat trick so bad. Even if you don't like him, I think you can appreciate how badly this man wanted it. Jazz Jones in the house. Just a girl who loves Spurs. Big up, Jacob. Hope you're well, dude. I am well, Kate. Hope you are well. A YouTube chat member checking in. Wayne Bonner as well says, howdy all. Hope everyone's well. Big up, Wayne Bonner. Another chat members in the house. Says, Tiger Cup sounds more like a cat bowl. Well, that's unfortunate. Catman Jess, big up Jacob, big up Catman Jess, another YouTube chat member checking in. I like to see it. I love it when they all checking in. Makes me feel good inside. But big up yourself, Catman Jess. Hope you're keeping well. Roy with a double purple heart. Big up, Roy. Sending some purple hearts your way, my friend. Hope you're keeping well. Let's see here. Nick Brown, we finally won a cup, Jacob. Let's not forget about the Walter Toll Cup, the one that we won last year. I don't remember the name of it. There's also the Audi Cup and now the Tiger Cup. We're stacking them up, honestly. We're stacking them up. We're going to have to get a new cabinet soon, if I'm being completely honest. Gonna need a new cabinet. Patty Hartnett says, evening, buddy. Hope all is well with you and all in the chat. Big up, Patty. I'm doing well. Hope you're keeping well. Also, my friend out there in Ireland. I don't know why I forgot. I was going to say Scotland, but you know me. That's just me. I get that. I'm back tomorrow with the Irish Hotspur. Big up the Irish Hotspur each and every time. Quez Ali with the pigeon. Triple pigeon. Ain't that right? 3 pigeons. I want to know, Scott, specifically, I want to know how you feel about the Hattie. Richarlison has a hat trick. I know you're going to say it's against the Singapore City Sailors or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I see you think it's funny too that I thought that was you. It was very funny. Once I was like, of course that wasn't Scott. What was I thinking? But yeah, big up Mark Swift says if Scott was on drugs, maybe that'd be him. Maybe that'd be Scott. Scott is never that deliriously optimistic, says Lisa. It's okay, Lisa. I appreciate you being deliriously optimistic. I'm feeling optimistic, but then I do have to remind myself we could not even prevent this team from conceding. That just goes to show how bad we truly are. It is quite sad to see, honestly. I'm going to get into it a little bit later on, but yeah, that was we actually conceded to the Sea City Lions. Wait, the Lion City Sailors. God, I can't ever remember. That's one of the tougher names to remember. Just a girl who loves Spurs. Can't get too excited when we beat Popeye and his sailor men to win a 10-pot trophy. Still reeling that Dyer played. Did anyone notice that when Dyer came on the pitch, anytime he received the ball, he took like 3 beats extra? Everyone will receive the ball and then they distribute it like very quickly. It's like, boom. You know, it's like a think before you pass type of thing. And yeah, when Dyer would receive the ball, I don't know if he took an extra couple beats. And honestly, I think he was just wanting to be safe. He didn't want to get found out by the Sea City Lions, the Sea Lion City Sailors. Sea Lion City Sailors? Sea Lion City Sailors. Yeah, that was their name. But big up Kate. I'm celebrating. I don't give a damn. I'm shameless. I'll be real. I do not give a damn about who we played against. We got that trophy. Richarlison. The vibes are immaculate. I actually need to put that photo. I need to put that photo on here just so I can pull it up to remind people throughout the season. I'm going to do this live on air, y'all. I'm going and I'm saving the Richarlison holding up the trophy because you know what? Sometimes you just got to celebrate the little things in life. And I like that Richarlison, he looks really happy doing it. Like, don't tell him nothing because he looks pretty damn happy holding his cup. Reguilon's in the background laughing. Kane had an expression, a kind of a funny expression. Here you go. There he is, Richarlison holding up the... There it is. Soak it in, y'all. Soak it in. I want us all to soak this in right now. Soak it up like you're a piece of bread and this is some gravy. Soak it all up. Daniel E says it was a preseason game against the pub side. If anything, it's a good thing we get a goal. It's a good thing we let a goal. Hopefully makes them realize even more that the defense is trash. I hope so, Daniel. I hope so. Yeah, man, they were even saying... Yeah, I know it's cringe. But they were even saying that one of the guys on the other squad, he worked for McDonald's a couple weeks before this match. So that was cool. A dude eating McDonald's. It might have been the guy who scored. We don't know. Technically, it kind of looked like a Pedro Porro own goal, if I'm being completely honest. Adrian Trocco says the Enid Group was formally handed to a family trust last year. Family members of Lewis remain beneficiaries of the trust. Lewis not in control of Tottenham by the Premier League. So, okay. I'm hearing a bunch of mixed messages as far as who's got control of this whole like Enid Group thing. I did hear that, I saw some tweets. I didn't hear nothing. Ain't no one telling me nothing. That's stuff I'm finding, obviously. Let me go back and show you this again. The 86-year-old appeared in federal court along with two of his pilots who have also been charged in the case. I wonder where the lovers are. Where are the romantic partners? If y'all remember yesterday on the show, we found out that this man has multiple love interests. He's living a reality TV show life type style. How many? How many are we saying in the chat, y'all? How many are we saying? How many lovers did this man have? Somebody tell me. What's a good estimate? How many lovers of Joe Lewis? How many could he realistically even keep around? I'm saying 2 to 3 tops. This man's 86 years old. I can't imagine he's got enough steam, to go around the whole lake as a little steamboat. But who knows? Maybe I'm underestimating him. But he's got multiple lovers. Catman Jess says, I was happy about the attacking football we played. Would have loved some more goals in the first half. Definitely need to be more clinical for sure. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I mean, I'm interested to see what y'all think. A lot of people have turned their targets on Harry Kane and said, now it's time for you to go. You don't fit in. And it's interesting to me because he's like whatever you think, he's one of the best strikers in the world. So regardless of what we all think, I think that whatever system it is, can adapt. He's that good. He's that kind of a guy. Some people may disagree with that. That's totally cool. But I think you can totally adapt to the Ainge system. I know it didn't look really good today. Personally, I didn't think that it looked very good. Let's see where we're at with the poll. 23 votes. The Richie Special shirtless pigeon is winning the poll right now. And then 26% say already forgotten about it. 9% Spurs only trophy this year. And 9% are still celebrating, to be honest. Hey, shout out that 9% that is still celebrating, because big up yourself. If you can, go ahead and hit that like for me one time. Let's see if we can at least get to like 20 likes, y'all. We only got 17 likes, 23 votes. I see 31 people watching. We could surely get them numbers up, but Daniel E says, just a girl who loves Spurs. Popeye the Sailor Man ran out of his spinach. That's why we won. It was interesting. Some of the people on that squad, I know they said they brought 8 legacy players back, and I wonder if they were the ones who played in the second half. I think a lot of times we're saying like, oh, the second team did better than the first team. There was a change of 8 different players at halftime for the Singapore Sea Bay Lions. There was 8 different substitutions. So to me, that says they had a huge turnover. And I would imagine if the first one was their first team versus our first team in the first half, and then their second half was primarily most of their second team, that would lead me to believe that, maybe it was a little bit easier in the second half. I don't know if the players were as good in the second half. Maybe that's why Perisic looked so good. Solomon was dancing all over him. That was a good sight to see, because if you can't bully this team, then how are you going to do that in the Premier League? And you know what? I like to see what I saw from that. Kulusevski getting pocketed by, I'm pretty sure was a Singaporean burger flipper. I'm not sure if he was the guy that they mentioned who worked at McDonald's, but Kulusevski, I'm still waiting for him to prove me wrong. I don't know if he ever will prove me wrong, but what y'all think about Kulusevski too? I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't really think too. Screw the Champions League. The true quad is on. Tiger Cup, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and Premier League title, says Scott M. I think we've tipped him. I think we've tipped him, y'all. He's on the side now. He's on The side of delusion, we have brought him into our arms. Richie found his level, says Scott. I knew you'd say something funny like that. We won the Tiger Cup. Yes, we did, Daniel. We did win that Tiger Cup. You already know. Big up, Ravi. Ravi's in the house. Big up, Ravi. Adrian Schroka. Spurs not affected by Joe Lewis insider trading allegations. Lewis officially ceded control of the to Bahamian lawyer Brian A. Glinton, replacing him as director, according to the company's house. Seriously though, question: are you not worried about the front line in the first half, especially Kulu? Yep, you read my mind, Daniel E. Kulusevski is shocking. He's so shocking to me. How can he get pocketed like that? We go to Singapore, and if that's their best team, then big ups. Big him up. I don't know what to say, but Kulusevski was non-existent. He got so many chances to do something, and then at the end it was just like, what are you doing, my man? What are you doing? What did the Spurs owner do? Ravi, oh, I'll tell you what this guy did. Oh, he did a lot, Ravi. You don't even know. He's got lovers. He was giving information to his pilots to buy stock in a medicine company. He was like, oh, they got the cancer cure. They're about to blow up. Buy a bunch of stock. And then they got a bunch of money from buying that stock. And, yeah, they found those messages. Apparently he was giving gifts and payments to romantic partners, plural. So I want y'all to see this, man. 86 years old. This guy has multiple partners, loving partners, lovers. They said lovers and romantic partners are the two verbiages that they used. And the lawyer, with the video of the guy publicly saying the claims against Joe Lewis, he even said it. He said, I'm pretty sure he said lovers, or he said romantic partners. He said one of those two. And honestly, that makes it as official as it can be. Like, sometimes you don't want to believe a rumor that you hear that it could be true, but it turns out, y'all, this guy right here, right there, that guy is 86 years old with multiple lovers and partners. And some dudes out here can't even get a text back. So some dudes can't even get a text from the girl they met at the bar. This guy, multiple partners, lovers. I mean, it's not something you want to think about, but I want us to take a second and think about that. Just let that soak in as well. If that cup gives Richie confidence he needs, then I'm happy about it. It's interesting to me, Catman Jess, because I was on a Spurs talk show for the second half of the watch along earlier. Shout out Sean. And the first goal was kind of like, okay, it was like not really that hard. The second goal was kind of given to him. It was just like a good reaction play. And then the third one was actually a finish of a striker who's feeling themselves, who's in their zone, who's in their mood. You know, it showed me that, hey, regardless of who he's playing, these goals are giving him some confidence. So I'm all for it too, Catman Jess, if he can make something of it. Kate says Kulu was terrible. I agree. Nick Brown, what worried me the most was Dyer wearing the captain's arm. Don't, Nick, why'd you remind me, Nick? I was having a good time. I was actually having a good time, Nick.
And you guys never win anything, right? No. Right? Yeah.
I was actually having a good time, Nick. But big up, Nick. Thank you for reminding me. When I noticed that, it was one of those instances where it's like, I'm just going to push that knowledge out of my brain immediately because I do not want to think about Eric Dyer wearing the damn captain's armband personally. What the hell was that kind of a decision? Literally anybody else would do as a captain. Brandon Austin. I'd rather Brandon Austin than Eric Dyer. Nick, thank you for the reminder. That just, wow, I need a... Wow. I completely forgot he was wearing the armband. I remember he was out there, but I forgot about the damn armband. Let's see, Adrian Shoka said that He's like a different player. Very worrying, says Kate about Kulusevski. I do agree. Jason Gilman, big up Jason Gilman, new name in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Says that trophy is 100% fake gold coated plastic with a big Tiger Cup sticker, right? Let's look at it again. Let's see. Is it? That sticker don't look like it's gonna hang on through the whole flight, if I'm honest. I think the change in elevation and altitude, I'm no science major, but I'm gonna assume that that's gonna unsticky the stickiness that's keeping that sticker on there. And guess what? Then you can put whatever sticker you want on it. You can put like the little, when you buy an iPhone, they give you an Apple sticker. You make it the Apple cup or something. I don't know. Those are just some ideas. But Richie's having a good time if you look at him. Kane. There's some I did want to share. I did star it for this because I wanted to show y'all. Let's see here. Let me do that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, wrong one. Here it is. Here it is. Let me share it. Look at his face. Oh, damn. I keep zooming in on the wrong one. Look at his face right now. This man, he knew. All right, I'm not gonna look at him for too long, but here we go. And then we also got some notice. BR Football, Bleacher Report, they got a couple million, right? 6.8 million followers on the Twitter, or excuse me, the X, the Elon Musk X. They're giving us some recognition here. And then also Match of the Day, BBC Match of the Day, 3.3 million followers. They're also giving us some Tiger Cup with a little check mark. Thank you for the recognition. Match of the Day, thank you. Spurs have won a preseason trophy. You'll never sing it, but look at us. Here we are. You can hate all you want, but enjoy that, sir. And then also I saw this as of 2 hours ago. I don't know if y'all saw it. Who's kicker? I don't know who kicker is. I don't know who that is, but allegedly Bayern Munich are ready to spend more than 100 million on Kane. 100 million euros. They need to spend more than 100 million euros, in my honest opinion, if you want the man, if necessary, because he is the absolute top priority. Dreesen and Hainer, who's also involved when it comes to such a fee as a chairman of the supervisory board, remain patient and are aware it will be expensive. What do y'all think of that? I think it's just more German fluff, personally. That's what I think, but what do I know? Let's see here. Well, Dyer's definitely one. I don't know what this is reference to. Adrian Shrug has said this a few times. Daniel says, I can't see any way Kulu fits this system. I do agree. He really doesn't look good. I really don't like what I've been seeing lately. Kate says, no, me either. We should have bought Diaby instead. Kate, I don't know if you thought this or not, or if you heard me say it and you agree with it, but this is something I've been saying since I heard Diaby was for sale. Aston Villa started sniffing around. I was like, how much? 50 mil? I thought they would price him around 70 or 80, surely. Very talented right winger, very pacey. He can finish as well. Moussa Diaby is goated, in my opinion. So the fact that we didn't even sniff around that's pretty disheartening. We kind of just spent the 35 on that loan option, and we just said, you know what, give me Kulu regardless. Big ups, Kate. Yeah, do what she says. Smash that like for me. We got 25 likes, 35 people in the house, 31 votes. Well, 45 still saying we're doing the shirtless pigeon. I like it. I like the vibe, y'all. We're keeping it immaculate. Diaby definitely. Best position for Kulu, in my opinion, is to alternate him with Madison in that role and have Solomon or Poro outright. Maybe. I've heard people talk about it, but I ain't really seen him play that position. I ain't really seen him play in that role. But I've seen a lot of people talk about it. Let's see here. Big up, Phil. Big up, Jacob. Oh, Christian Romero. I love it. That's the man. He's the GOAT. Didn't even know we won a trophy. You didn't know, Wayne? We won a trophy. We already won a trophy. Jacob, were they Sea Lions or Sailors? I think they were Sea Lion City Sailors. So they were not only Sea Lions of the city, they were sailors of the city. So they're Sea Lion Sailor City, the city of the sailors, Sea Lion Sailors. Salt Lake, no wait, Sea Lion City Sailors. How about there you go? That's the best I could do for you. You're getting me twisted up, Kate. Come on now. Let's see, where are we at? Jason Gilman, who broke Scott M? I think it was me, y'all. I'm gonna take credit for it. I ain't gonna lie. I'll take credit for that. I broke Scott M. He's now a hopeless, delusional romantic like myself. Sweden is playing Kulusevski up front with Isak. That is true, Catman Jess. I don't know if he really believes he's a winger. I don't know who believes he's a winger, but he ain't been doing it effective in that area lately, if I'm being completely 100% honest. But he does kind of play that right side striker with they kind of play two strikers up top out there in Sweden. So that's I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Kulu. How long are we going to keep making excuses for him is kind of how I feel. When I texted Michael, you know what he said? Well, Son didn't do well either. And I'm just like, why is it got to be like that? Sonny, first of all, first came back from a hernia. So he looked rusty as hell. He looked clunky, but he had some signs of the Sonny we've always come to love. If you play FIFA, he does that R1 shot, the finesse shot, so to speak. And I love it, but he might look for it a little too much. Who knows? He did look more willing to take on people with his dribble. Like he has freedom to go forward and he feels good about it, maybe. I give him a little bit more slack just because he is coming back from surgery on a hernia. So, but Kulu, Phil says Kulu's too predictable, needs to mix up his game, hasn't got the pace to take on his man. I would start Solomon at the right wing. It was interesting to me, Phil. It was interesting to me. Let me tell you something. We saw Solomon on the right wing on the second half, and I'm wondering if Ange Postecoglou is doing that to see if maybe potentially Solomon could be competition on the right for Kulusevski, maybe on the bench, or at least maybe push for the starting position. I love what I'm seeing out of Solomon so far. He's not afraid to take a man on or two. As we saw this morning, he took two on with his dribble like a G, and I liked what I saw. It's almost like that ball is stuck to his foot. You can't really take it off of him. He's got girth, and you know how I feel about girth here on United Spurs of America. It's a good thing, and yeah, I just think that Kulu's got girth, but he's become too predictable. Everyone kind of knows what he's doing, and whenever he tries to do what he's known for doing, it just hasn't been good. There's a couple times I've been really frustrated with Kulusevski this preseason. VH says Kulusevski is good with short passing and creativity. He belongs in the midfield. Said himself he prefers to play as a cam. He said that himself. Where did he say that, VH? I would love to read that or hear that. I have not seen it or heard it. About him saying that he prefers to play as a cam. I would love to see it. And then if that's the case, I'm sure Ange Postecoglou would love to know that and would abide by the dude, if you know what I'm saying. Manny Singh, what's up? Manny Singh is in the house. What's going on, my brother? Big up, Manny Singh. How are you doing? Just checking in and showing my support. Big up, Manny. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me to show some support. I've been seeing your name more frequently in here, and that means something. Trust me, I appreciate you. Daniel E says he cheated the stock change, basically. Yep, in regards to Joe Lewis, that's true. Pilots, lovers, and friends. 10 legs, Tony. That sounds like a good album we could make. Let's someone make an album and call it Pilots, Lovers, and Friends. That sounds 100% great. 10 legs Tony, big up yourself, says I've heard the attorney's office has a 90% success rate in this kind of cases. Yeah, the people in the USA, if they're not getting paid too, you best believe they're gonna come for that wallet. You better believe. Oh, they're coming for that money. But I do believe that, again, as I showed you, this man paid a $300 million bond. I'm going to put that up again just so y'all can see it. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to highlight it just so like anyone who comes in, they know kind of where my head's at right now, which is right here. Oh, they're playing with me. There we go. Boom. Let me zoom out one so maybe you can see like his head or something. Look at that guy. Multiple lovers, y'all. I'm so shook. Honestly, this dude's out here pulling like he's Mr. Miami Vice, like he's walking on the Las Vegas Strip wearing a pimp outfit. Like this man, lovers and friends and pilots, everyone's getting information and dick. I don't get it, man. I don't understand. But hey, I guess if I was an 86-year-old billionaire, I would somehow find a way. I guess a mouse will always find the cheese, so to speak. Adrian says positives were Udoji, Basuma, Sar, Madison, Richarlison, Celso, and Solomon. Good shouts here. I'm gonna star this and I'll bring it up a little bit later, and I'll kind of go through who the positives I liked and the things I didn't like. Bobby the Greek, big up. Bobby the Greek, Helas, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Says, big up, Jacob. It was a blast watching you and Sean this morning. Sean's laugh is the best. Shout out, Sean. Great guy. He's hilarious. I really appreciate that, man. He's a good dude. Mud FC, Tiger Cup winners. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Mud, come on. We champions. They can't take it away from us. They'll never sing it. You'll never see it. You know the words. Yep, so proud. We're so proud of our boys. One more time. We're just so proud of our boys. I'll put that up there. Look, you can still see me. You can still see me down here. But I'll just put that up one more time so we can all really take it in. It's very, very nice. I think the stuffed PG Tips monkey I won at Brighton Pier is worth more than the Tiger Cup. No, that's not true. I bet you if they were to try and sell this thing on eBay, a lot of people would spend money on it. So let's show some respect to the Tiger Cup, y'all. The Tiger Cup is no made up trophy, okay, that a beer company just came up with and they slapped a sticker on. That's not what this is. All right? Come on, show some respect here to the damn Tiger Cup. Rawr. They gotta have some sound effect, right? That was a shitty tiger, but show some respect. This is not just some made up festival of football thing driven by Toyota or whatever the hell. This is 100% the Tiger Cup. The Tiger Cup. All right, Daniel. So let's all put some respect on the Tiger Cup. I'm tired of the disrespect. Everyone loves to banner Spurs because it gets all the interactions. You know, people are going to talk about what they hate or what they secretly love, and to me, they just in love with us, and that's nice to know. It's nice to know everyone's obsessed with us. Chelo Vera says we are a worldwide joke. International joke is what I would say. International superstars of jokes. We are I'll put it this way as well, Chilavera. If you've heard of Ted Lasso, the fictional show about an English football club, a made-up English football club, Ted Lasso goes and manages. And I'll tell you this: I've watched all the episodes, and each time they play Tottenham, we don't win. So, and then also FIFA, can't forget about, no, not FIFA, EAFC. It is not, it's the new FIFA. It's basically FIFA, EAFC. In the trailer, all the all the defenders getting dunked on was Davies and Dyer, and it was fun. It was kind of fun to see that as well. Ange Ball will have players who previously wanted to leave want to stay, says Adrian Troca. Is that true? Who do we think is staying? Heard a lot of rumblings of Giovanni Lasicno. Celso. Excuse me. Sorry, I need you to tip of the tongue, tip of the lips. I need to enunciate better. Didn't mean to say all those rude things about Giovanni. He's doing so good, y'all. But he ain't smiled once. The man's got 2 goals and an assist, but not one smile. Who has anyone seen Giovanni Lo Celso smile at all this Asia trip? Somebody tell me. Oh my God. I want a goldfish at the fairground worth more than that. Okay, Kate, put some respect on the damn Tiger Cup. All right, we need some respect on the damn Tiger Cup now. And Dyer is one of Lewis's lovers. That would make a lot of sense. then it would all make sense, and I wouldn't blame Dyer so much. I probably want to give Dyer a hug if I'm honest, and ask him if he's okay. If I'm being completely honest, Luca Romero was a shout, but that's gone now. Yep, he went on a free to AC Milan. Now he's tearing it up there. That's my son saying hello to the stream. Everybody say hello. He's yelling. I have like a in my throat. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. Adrian Stroker says Solomon, a tricky winger, and an absolute steal. A literal steal, says VH. Big up. Yeah, it was free. I'm sure Shakhtar Donetsk. I'm sure they will be. I'm sure they're going to want to try and get some kind of fee for him. King Solomon has risen, says Ben Kaufman. I don't know who King Solomon is, but he has certainly risen, and I'm fine with calling him that. Kulu quote, when asked about position, quote, it's a very good question. I've been thinking about this my whole life. I have always thought of me being a number 10. I still think I am. Interesting. Where did he say, like, where was this? I'm not saying this is not a true quote, by the way, VH. Big ups. Thank you for digging out this quote and taking the time to make sure it was like verbatim correct. But I'm just curious, what interview he said this, or like when, how long ago? Was that back when Conte was here? Because the idea of him as a 10 has been thrown around since he was here with Antonio Conte. Kulu is quality and will get his mojo back, says Adrian Shroka. Is that what it is? He lost his mojo, a little Austin Powers. He got his mojo extracted. Is that what we're saying? Maybe. Look, here's the thing. Sean and I agree with this. Is like, I want you to prove me wrong, right? I want you to show me that I'm wrong, because then that means that you're doing something good for Tottenham Hotspur. You're showing up and showing out for the club, and that's what I want to see. But he just, time and time again, I've seen him play bad more than I've seen him play good. And that's the part that bugs me. Paul Brown says, evening, Jacob. Monsieur Joe has to pay for all his own defense. And then THFC's defense. How bloody ironic. Well, he already dropped $300 million day one on his defense. You could say, I would say at least. So if we think about it this way, he's already dropped more. The last time he dropped anything on our defense was, Christian Romero for 50. There was no interested in. There was no having talks with. It was just straight up, here's 300 mil. That could got us Mbappe. Talk to me nicely. We could have got Mbappe. I'm not saying he comes here, but for 300 mil, we could get it. We could be in the talks for Mbappe. But I guess that's maybe that's why the rumors went silent. Because our budget for that is gone now. Because we had to post bail for the homie. Who knows? Big up Paul Brown though. Thanks for being here. Big up Jaw Dank, Tiger Cup. Big ups. Drink pineapple juice. I don't have any pineapple juice, but I wish I did. I'll drink some right now. Don't play with me. We are going to Shakhtar game. Yeah, big up, Kate. Have a great time out there. Football London is the source, July 2022, so a year ago. Okay, so last summer. Last summer. Oh, Football London. Okay. Thank you, VH. I'm going to start this because I want to write that down for myself. Let's see here. Rather have won a Tiger Cub than a Tiger Cup. I don't know why you feel that way, Kate. Put some respect on the Tiger Cup. CF, you only pay 10% for bond. So 30 mil. Okay. So still not that much. I guess that's good. So we still got, what, 270 left? I guess it's if he breaks bond, then he has to pay the full 300 mil. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. Adrian Schroeder says, Kate, I don't want to visualize that, but I'm going to the Donetsk game. I shall keep an eye out for you in case you do the Lady Godiva. What is the Lady Godiva? It's not, Godiva's a chocolate. I know that. I don't know what the Lady Godiva, that's some kind of dance or something. Anywho, moving it along. So we got banter, a little bit of banter. I thought this was kind of fun. Basuma, he was very impressive. I enjoyed what I saw from Yves Basuma. but apparently during the warm downs of halftime, he went down holding his leg or his ankle of some kind, and this is alarming to me. I've really enjoyed what he's brought to the squad. Obviously, he didn't have the greatest of seasons last season. I bought his shirt because I have a lot of faith in him, but I'll put it this way. He's essential to this club going forward, in my opinion. His presence, his demeanor has warranted, in my opinion, him for consideration of captain if Kane does in fact leave, because I think he's essential to what we're trying to do with a lot of the players, and he can be that cog to really link them together. So for me, this is really disheartening to see, very upsetting to see. I thought he was great today. I thought Ibasuma was very good today. Him and James Maddison were probably the two I would put up for my players of the half, so to speak. So from the first 45, he or James Maddison would be my player of the half for the first half. So the quote from postecoglou on Basuma going down was, he did all the runs at the end. I think he was exhausted. I haven't picked up anything from the medics. It's fair to say they'll be exhausted after what we've done in the last 3 days, but I don't think there's any issues. So apparently it's no big deal. Apparently I'm getting up in my feelings about this. I'm being dramatic and worrying a little too much maybe. But seeing photos of Yves Bissouma holding that same, it was that same ankle and foot that he had to have surgery on, right? If I'm not mistaken. So seeing him go down holding that was very alarming for me personally. So I didn't like what I saw. Sorry I have to keep pausing for the water, y'all. As you can tell, I'm not with Hotspur Hippie today, sadly. So I don't really get breaks on talking. So I'm just constantly talking. And for some reason, my throat is like upset with me today. Liverpool 12th man's in the chat. Big up 12th man, says Lion City Sailors in Kalang. I don't know what that word is. Tough luck in that second half, losing to a completely different 11. Look on the bright side. You held the Spurs to a 1-1 draw in the first half. Yep. We conceded. What's his name? Ben Davies doing what Ben Davies do. He turns over the ball. And then Udogie gets turned around, looking a little silly. They put a ball into the box. Pedro Porro, instead of running through the ball and like trying to chest it down to the goalkeeper, or maybe catch it on your foot, because I don't think he's really confident with his left foot. But I just remember watching it back and wondering, why did he go to ground there? Why did Pedro Porro go to ground on that goal? It did not make sense to me, if I'm completely honest. Let's see, 37 votes in the chat. 49% are still doing the shirtless pigeon. I like to see it. I love the energy, y'all, because that's exactly how I feel. 27% says already forgotten about it. So apparently y'all forgot. And if you need a reminder, there you go. There it is. In case you forgot about it, I'm here to remind you to put some respect on the Tiger Cup, the inaugural. Big up Ian Ferguson. How you feel about the Tiger Cup, my brother? Hope you're doing well. Adrian Schroger says Jacob Mate and UK history Lady Godiva protested by riding naked on a horse. Okay, they made her into a chocolate, so that's how I remember her now. But shout out Lady Godiva. Free the nips. I'm all about it. Hell yeah. Spurs pigeon dancing for Cherami's hat trick and the prestigious Tiger Cup. And now on to Barcelona for the Jean Gamper Trophy final. Big up, though, for real to United Spurs America. Big up 12th man. Appreciate you coming to show some love and share some banter. Share on me with the hat trick. We saw the pigeon dance 3 times. If you couldn't get enough of it, 3 times we got to see it live. Honestly, I was hoping he'd take his shirt off, but he did not take his shirt off, and that was very unfortunate because really, you should have given the people what they wanted. By all means, you should have definitely given the people what they wanted. Like, we wanted to see you do the pigeon dance. We wanted to see you take your shirt off and get in trouble for it. We wanted all of these things, and you didn't give us that. You did not give it to us, so that's a little upsetting. Let's see here. VH says there are rumors that Bayern are willing to include Benjamin Pavard to the Kane deal. Okay. Now we're talking. How much money? How much money are we talking? Ian Ferguson says, need to rename that Tiger Cup to the Mad Richie Cup. Mad? Why is he mad? Why is Richie mad? He seemed pretty happy. I don't think he was a mad Richie. Maybe we should rename it to the Pigeon Cup. That might be a little bit better. He owns it now. He even got to keep the ball. Did y'all see at the end? They handed him the game ball. So that was a pretty big deal. There's Kane. That's how he looked when we received. So you can tell he cares. You can tell he's into it. Kane's very excited for the trophy. Ian Ferguson, mad equals Madison. The Madison Richie Cup. That's what you want to call it? No. Adrian says Bayern can do one after that shirt prank. Was that Bayern? Do we know for sure that was Bayern that did that? Or do we feel like it might have been Bayern? Because I don't know that it was them personally. But it could have been. It was Build. And, I mean, money's money. If they're going to pay the money, I've said all along, pay the money for Kane and you can have him. Jethalal, big up. Big up, Jacob. How are you doing? Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Let's see here. Y'all see this? This is Kane. This is how we feel about the Tiger Cup. I hope we're all enjoying that. 39 votes in the chat. And we're getting a little bit more balance here, I see. A few people still celebrating the win. A few people saying that this is Spurs' only trophy this year. Hopefully not, but it's likely. We are the preseason champions. I don't know what cup we've lost in the preseason. I think we're undefeated in preseason finals. So Barcelona is going to be a real big test. Barcelona is going to be a real big test on how far we've come. Can we continue this onslaught, this nonstop? Give me more. Walter Toll. Audi Cup. Last year's cup. I forgot what they called it, but last year's cup. Include that one too. I would be surprised if that was Bayern. Yeah, I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was Bayern Munich that actually did that, but if they did, that's a douche move, if I'm being completely honest. Honest question. Who is that in the background of the Richarlison holding the Tiger Cup? He looks mad salty. This one back here, that's Sergio Reguilon. Sergio Reguilon. Left back. He's very thin, very easily pushable. But he was actually decent in the second half. Let's get into it. About 50 minutes in. I need to refill my water, but I don't have a co-host, so I'm just going to suffer through, I guess. At last, a trophy. Adrian, we can all rest assured we got a trophy locked up for this season. That's bare minimum, y'all, and we got it secured. So the rest is just surplus to goods, or surplus to whatever. Let me take this down. It's too distracting. The shiny cup is too distracting, man. Let's see what we're going to talk about next. I saw this. I thought this was funny. The very reliable source, Spurs Lion. I know if you didn't know, they're about tier 5,000, tier 6,000, somewhere around there. They've gotten everything wrong up to date. Or they did tweet about the James Madison thing when that was going down, so they technically got that one right. But they said this 4 hours ago. I call bullshit. They're acting. Look at this. The Spurs Lion. You see what I mean? They're pretty new. Trust in the Lion. He's acting like he's in the know. He claims to be some kind of in the know, and people on Twitter, for whatever reason, follow him and listen to what he says. And I saw this and thought, I would just share the BS of the day that I saw on Twitter. So Spurs are now very confident in finalizing Van de Ven deal. That's hilarious. I wonder if maybe this Joe Lewis thing will force us to do business to maybe distract the fans from the fact our owner our owner of the club is being indicted, and he just posted bail for 300 million. But allegedly, it was only 30 million for the 10% of bail. But that's just what they're saying. Big up, Right Heart Lane. Hope you're doing well. It's not the picture you have shown there. What picture? I don't know who it is. Are you talking about Kane? I don't know what you're talking about. The German media suck Bayern's private parts and will do anything to promote their Farmers League, says Adrian Troca. Okay. Well, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I wonder who made that's what we need to figure out. Who printed Kane number 9 on the back of a Bayern jersey? What company did that? And then maybe we could work backwards from there, like Scooby-Doo style. Big up, Right Heart Lane. Big up for being here. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so this is some dumb stuff I saw about Mickey Van de Veen. But you know what? If you want to be super delusional, who knows? What if this week we do get Mickey Van de Veen in and he can play for the Shakhtar game? How are we going to feel then? To be honest, I don't know if I'll care anymore about Joe Lewis's lovers, multiple romantic partners. I don't know if I'll care anymore if we start getting these center backs in. If we get Van de Veen and Tosin, that's at least a start. And get rid of Sanchez and Dyer, that's a start. And we're probably not going to get rid of Dyer. He wore the damn captain's armband, so let's be honest, we're not getting rid of him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Y'all want to read this from Forbes? They're saying allegedly, I saw this, so I thought it was somewhat pertinent, somewhat relevant. Let me share this tab instead. Joe Lewis insider trading scandal likely to expedite the sale of Tottenham Hotspur, per Forbes. This is per Forbes, y'all. All right. 1 of 4 free articles. Thank you for the free article, Forbes. I'm so grateful for the free article, Forbes. So grateful. Just like through the moon. They let me read this for free because, you know, you usually got to pay for a paywall. We might have a special appearance from a certain special somebody. A certain special somebody maybe blessing us with his presence. But before he gets here, let's go through this Forbes thing real quick. Let's see here. English soccer team Tottenham Hotspur has been on the block for a while. I guess the sales block, but now y'all can't even see that. Let me see. I'll zoom this in. He's been indicted. Oh, speaking of indicted, we are now joined by.
Hey, hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, a bit knackered, man. I just finished streaming. It was a good fun stream, but
yeah, how was it? Good stream?
Yeah, it's good fun, man. But it's always nice to come on someone else's and just relax because you know you've got to run it all, and I'll just
that's true. It's tough when you're by. It's tough when you're by yourself and your water runs out and you have a little like in your throat.
Yeah.
That's I've been struggling with that lately, so I may have to put you in charge here for a minute. But I was talking, so I found this article. Look at this man. Think about his lovers real quick before we get this thing kicked off. Man. He's got lovers, multiple, plural partners and lovers.
Look at him. You can't blame him, can you? I mean,
what a dog. Oh, my God.
Have you actually got eyes beneath those glasses, or is it just skull holes?
It's like just the sunken in place. Paul G.
Get you, He-Man.
Paul G says, evening all. Big up, Paul G. Hope you're keeping well. Adrian Troca, always with the heavily pregnant news. He's on Kate watch. He's on belly patrol. The heavily pregnant Kane was seen eating a tortuga while skateboarding through Madrid city center in a Barcelona shirt. So maybe he's going to Barcelona now. Saw a video on YouTube today with Joe Lewis and finally heard him talk. I don't know what he sounds like either. I haven't actually heard him talk, if I'm being completely honest.
Hello, I'm Joe Lewis. Hello. I've never done nothing.
Please, sir, can I have some more money? I've got some information you might find Scandalous. Is that what he sounds like? I don't
Good one,
know.
man.
That was
That's really
good. Hey,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. As soon as this stream shuts off, I go in the mirror and I do an hour and a half of, please, sir, can I have some more? And then that really gets the juices flowing. So for the next time I see you, I can blow you out of the water. Todd Spurs, big up. Jacob in chat, big up. Another YouTube chat member checking in. Todd Spurs in the house. Big up, Todd Spurs. Hope you're keeping well. Catman Jazz, big up, Paul. I will watch your stream after this. There you go.
Oh, no, thanks, man.
Paul G says, between Paul and Jacob, you're going to give me insomnia. Maybe we'll do. Hello, say no more, Gov. Hello. Hope you're keeping well. The Australian Dalai Lama has entered the building, says Adrian Shroka. He is here. And you already missed out on the clip, the triggering clip of the individual who acts like he's at the Miley Cyrus concert. I've already played it, so I don't think I'll have to play it again this whole stream.
Right.
Do you know who I'm talking about? You look confused.
Not Eric Dyer, is it?
And you guys never win anything, right? No. Right? Yeah.
You had to say it. I was trying to not say the name. You said the name. You know the rules of the game here. You say his name, especially if you say his name in vain. It's like the Boogeyman or what Bloody Mary. You don't go in the bathroom and say Bloody Mary 3 times. You know what I mean? Then they appear, and it's kind of a scary sight. So, you never heard that?
Was this some sort of Texan thing?
You never heard
this? Does he come from the same mindset of people in Texas that say, hey, you know, we can leave the United States at any moment if we feel like it? Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. There we are.
No. Okay, so the thing, it's like Candyman. You know, have you ever seen the movie Candyman?
No, I heard that, yeah.
Okay, so basically you say his name 3 times in the mirror, and then he appears and he hurts you. And so Bloody Mary was a similar thing. I remember as a kid. It might be an American thing. Let me know in the chat. Anyone international outside of America, have they heard of the Bloody Mary thing where you say her name 3 times and then she appears behind you in the bathroom mirror or something? It's like a folk tale of anyway, I'll move along. That accent is getting worse, and I didn't think that was possible, says Scott M.
It's getting better.
All right, we got differing opinions here. You know, if
Scott,
anything's possible.
My ears have been tainted with Australian accents now, so I might be off on the English side of it.
Nick Brown, I'll catch up with your vid after this stream, Paul. I love having a laugh watching. Yep, go check him out, Hotspur Hippie. I'll add his channel into the description so it's easier to find for those of you on playback. If you have not subscribed to the Hotspur Hippie, he is now monetized. He's accepting any and all super chats, memberships. Go over there and show some love. Just wait till you figure out how long it takes for YouTube to pay you.
I'm on it. I'm on it. It's a while, eh?
Yeah, just wait. I don't know what it might be different for Australia than it is for US, but like you have to hit like a minimum until they actually cash you out.
Yeah, the following month.
And then what they'll do is once you hit that, then they'll wait for the following month to actually cash you out. So it's kind of fun, little waiting game you get. It's like a cute "Will they call me again?" maybe from YouTube. It's fun. Yeah. Red Heart Lane, we should go for Bastoni for the Italian link. No, I'm done with Bastoni. You can't spell Bastoni without ass. Ben Kaufman, he needs some milk. Who needs some milk? Joe Louis or his lovers?
He needs some milk.
I guess that's just the case. They're gonna both need. They all need some milk. The captains, everybody, the pilots of his airplanes, his lovers, multiple lovers. I have to keep underlining that multiple lovers, not just one woman cashing out. I'm talking multiple. What are we saying, Paul? How many can you think that he could physically string along in his love life? I said maximum 2 to 3. I can't see. He's 86 years old. There can't be. The steamboat got to be running out of coal at some point.
He's just puffing dust.
He's just running on fumes and hope, man. What's going on here?
already.
Hotspur, big up Leo, big up homie mods and chat, big up. Hope you're keeping well. Of course, I've heard of Bloody Mary. My 13-year-old daughter says she has as well. There you go. See? Bloody Mary, quite contrary. Oh, something, something. I think that's how it goes. Don't quote me on that. Or if you do quote me, don't do it in front of a mirror in the dark. Nick Brown says, yeah, I've heard that tale too. See? They've heard about it. They all heard about it.
Just me.
I think you mean Candyman 1992, which was a movie. And the pigeon pic I'm referring to is the Sports Illustrated article on the Tiger Cup win. They're doing a Sports Illustrated article on the Tiger Cup win. And if you just so you know the scenes, I'm sure you've seen this, right?
I don't think so. No, I didn't. I just went to bed as soon as the game finished. So I didn't.
Here, I'll just let you soak that up.
Look at that. It's a cup, man.
It's definitely not made up, and it's definitely not one they just slapped a sticker on the front of and said, "This is the cup." Okay, it's nothing to yeah. Everyone's been disrespecting the Tiger Cup tonight, and I'm not standing for it.
Has it got like a plastic footballer on top of it? Like they just got it from a trophy shop?
It looks like a star. It looks like a star.
Oh,
up there. So it's like we're the stars of the show here.
Yeah.
We're the stars here.
You know, why not? Why not?
I mean, really, I think people need to put some respect on it because it's definitely not made up. It's definitely, there's a lot of heritage behind this. A lot of effort and thought went into like achieving this. I heard on the broadcast, Paul, I heard one of the opponents, he was working for McDonald's the other week. And they called him in and said, hey, you want to come play against Tottenham Hotspur? So I'm wondering if he's the guy who forced the Pedro Porro own goal. He's the guy that Pedro Porro had to go to the ground for because the ball was coming in. And I guess Pedro Porro couldn't stand on his 2 feet and kick it out. He had to go to ground and try to slide it out. And instead, between him and the McDonald's guy, they finagled it into the back of the net. And I found it very poetic that despite our opponent, we are so relentless. We are consistent. We are what you would say methodical at conceding goals. And I think that, yeah, you think that's a good description? We're methodical at conceding goals. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be the burger flipper. You could be the damn Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. Well, I think that all started with Ben Davies, though, didn't it? It started with him just doing a hospital pass, and then it's 1-0.
Yep, that's definitely true. Yep, that's exactly. Yep.
Oh, but what I know you've probably talked about this. I'll just give you my 2 cents on the game, just really quickly, if that's all right.
Absolutely. Just want to show more of the Lewis here. To let y'all remind you, underline it, multiple lovers. Go ahead, Paul.
I thought it was pretty good all round. I mean, the team, the first half performance was more individual. The second was more of a team. But I want to see that first half team play like the second half team. Solomon was great. The bad points, me, Ben Davies and Eric Dyer. Sorry, I didn't mention his name there, but they.
Who? What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
All right, that's one free pass. One free pass.
Okay. But it's obvious, isn't it? That those two were the worst, and they need to be gone out of the club. But everyone else, I thought, was really good. Look, there's a lot of positives in there, you know.
There was, yeah.
Oh, you seem a bit. What do you want? You want to win 10-0, do you?
I mean, 19-0, is that too much to ask for? Bayern Munich did something similar. I wanted at least double digits. Surely we play against a pub team, a Sunday league team. We should be blasting them, not even conceding. I would have liked to not concede, but like, again, the methodical approach that we take to defending, whether it's Ben Davies at the left-sided center back, Eric Dyer out there. I mean, Eric Dyer was taking when he would receive the pass, he was taking the ball out for dinner. He was caressing it, a little, I love you so much. And then he would pass it, and then it'd work its way around, and then it'd find its way back to Eric Dyer, and he'd say, oh, mi chérie, I love you so much. And it was just like,
cute.
Pepe Le Pew. Yes.
Oh, mon chéri.
Mon chéri.
Now, was Richarlison a bit more of a share of me for you last night, or?
Does this answer your question?
Oh, okay, man.
Oh, yeah, come on. Hat trick, man. Hat trick in 45 against the Sunday League. He was doing his bit. Even had an offside goal. I thought that was mighty bold of him, and I like the hustle because no matter what, he's good for one offside goal a match. And I like the consistency, the methodical approach to always having at least one goal ruled out. That just shows he's sniffing, right? He's around. I'm being a little bit sarcastic, but yeah, it's the fine margins. It was nice to see him score. The third goal was the one that I would say I enjoyed seeing the most because it was a confident take. Also, Emerson Royale finding his Brazilian brethren. It's always nice to see that. And then the finish, I don't think he does that if he hadn't scored those two goals yet. Because as we saw in the first match, once he missed the first time or he had the first one ruled off, it was like he was clanging his head against the wall, just bang, bang, trying to keep going and do something with it. Whereas I really felt like that finish is the finish of a confident striker, a striker who believes in what he's doing at this current moment. And it to me was like, okay, maybe now this man feels like I can score in this shirt or something, because it seems like it's been eluding him. Again, it is the Singaporean Sea City Bay Lion Chandelier Sailors. So I want to tamper how I feel about it, but you know what? You can only play who you're going up against, and he scored 3 goals. So thank you. The third one, I give him props for. The second one was just right place, right time, and great instinct. Good instinct. It shows you he was focused and in the moment, and he wasn't looking beyond this. You know, some players, you're playing the Singapore City Sea Sailor Lions, you may say, look, I don't really care about this, right? This isn't really top priority food chain, so to speak. And you don't score that goal that he scored. The second one I'm talking where the guy did the Eric Dyer type header, Eric Dyer versus Liverpool, when Mohamed Salah's pulling on him. He's like, here you go, Mohamed Salah. I want to get an assist to Mohamed Salah. I want to be, the guy. So he did the Eric Dyer special header where it's like, and it doesn't really quite make it back to the goalkeeper. He had one of those today too. And Tanganga had one also. They're all learning from Dyer. They're getting it down. They're working together. When the ball, and just get it out. Here you go, goalkeeper. And I don't like it. But he did that. And my point being, Richarlison doesn't score that goal if he's not focused and in that moment. So I like to see that despite the competition level of the Sea City Bay Sailors, Chandelier Sailors, Sea Lion City Bay, Sea
Shanty Lions.
The Sea Shanty Lions, Sea City Sailors, they, some people may have been like, I'm too good for this, right? But who knows? Let's see.
I like his third goal as well. I thought that was a nice hustle and finish. Maybe he's just starting to believe.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it took those 2 dinky goals versus Sea City Bay Lion Sailors. Maybe that's what it needed. And you can do it. Adrian Schroeder says Joe Lewis will shag those indictments. He can. He's proven that he can with his multiple lovers, multiple romantic partners. He's proven that he still has it in the batting cage, so to speak. He can. I don't know if he's hitting home runs or little dinky dinks. Maybe a foul ball. I don't know.
He's bunting the ball.
Bunting, that's the word I was looking for. Or he's like, bunt the ball.
Just that unsatisfying thud. Not a dink. It's
yeah. Future Music, Dirty Old Pharaoh. Yeah, he's a freaky old Pharaoh. I mean, do we need to put respect on this man for the game? Like when someone's putting on game so hard, like you got to kind of like accept it and respect it. What do you think? We got to show some respect or what?
No, I'm not respecting him. He's a rich guy.
Okay, that's fair.
Really,
not respect him, but respect the game. Like, does game recognize game type of thing?
Nah, I don't respect this game. And you know, I mean, what's happening here is what happens all over the world. You know, he can rip off all the poor people and make himself a billionaire, but you start screwing with rich people with insider training,
and you get indicted. Yeah.
Oh, what a surprise!
Because guess what? The right people didn't get the information. You should have been given that information instead of giving it to your airplane pilots, your lovers, your friends, your confidants, and your general, what do you want to say, seasonal squirters? What do you, the way, I'm going to say it this way, Paul. The wrong people, he wasn't giving the information to the right people. If he would have shared this information with more people potentially, he could have gotten away with it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Open market. Tiger Cup is the Spurs' best accomplishment since 2008. Are you saying it's better than the Walter Toll Award, the Walter Heung Award?
Pretty good one.
It's a pretty good one. That's a pretty big cup. And also the Audi Cup. We celebrated that one pretty good. Celebrated that one pretty good. I think it was a little bit of maybe the pent-up energy from the Champions League final. I don't know. Big up Sean E.J. Daniel. Says, hi, guys from Barbados. Great performance from Richie. Would like to have at least 2 center backs before August. Maybe Ibanez. Maybe anybody. Anybody will do. I have a sign and I said, just help anybody, please. Yeah. Anyone who can play the position and can do it decently with their left foot, I need them. The way Kane played, he should be sold now rather than after struggling in Ainge ball. Paul, what do you? I know, you know, Joe Lewis is here. He's here in spirit. He beat the case. He's going to beat the case. So heavily just distracted me. Kane. A lot of a lot of fans are saying that he doesn't care. He doesn't play good anymore. He's not the one. We need to sell him. He can't do Ainge ball. He's not willing to be the quote-unquote sacrificial lamb in Ainge ball. Kyogo would have had 3 goals in the first half is another thing I heard. What do you say?
I think there's a problem with the front 3 in the first half. I mean, what do I know? But I'm guessing like they're used to, for the last couple of years, only getting the ball when the other team cocks up. And then, you know, they're all out trying to score individual goals. And I think they're getting so many chances now because the midfield, we've got an actual midfield that are giving them the ball. They've just got to temper that individualistic streak. So for me, it wasn't so much Kane. It was more Sonny and Kulusevski being a bit too solo on the ball or not getting the ball to Harry Kane. But I think all those things are fixable as well. I think, you know, they'll just get used to this new way of playing. So I don't know about Kane not caring or trying. No, I'm not buying that one.
Son played like a man who just came back from hernia surgery. And Kulusevski played like a man who just came back from hernia surgery. And so I'm trying to figure out here, did Kulusevski have surgery or is he just, this is his level? Or he's got to get, someone said he needs to find his mojo again. Is it just a simple fact of we need to find, he needs to get his mojo back like Austin Powers?
Like, I don't know if it was with you or someone else. I was having this discussion earlier on in the season, and I was 50-50 on signing Kulusevski, erring to the side of not signing him, just basing on last season. And we're getting a bit more of the same, aren't we? He's I think Solomon played a lot better in that position in the second half. Solomon was spicy as all hell, you know, and maybe that will be good for Kulu, a bit of competition. Maybe you will get some razzle-dazzle back. But
I did throw this idea out there, Paul, earlier in the stream before you joined, that it was interesting to me that Ainge threw Solomon out at the right wing. Obviously, we know he prefers the left wing. That's where we've seen his Premier League highlights come from, is that left side, dancing up and down the pitch with the ball at his feet, cutting it in on that right foot, curling it to the far corner. And I like it. I respect it. But Ainge putting him at the right hand on the second half as opposed to the left side, which obviously we know Perisic can play on the left side. I would have expected Perisic to play on the right and let Seymour Solomon on the left where he's comfortable. But I'm wondering if by Ainge putting Solomon out there on the right, if this is a test to see if maybe potentially he could be a guy, exactly, if maybe this is a guy who can play out there on the right and that maybe can push Kulusevski for that start starting position. I want that. We need that. If Solomon proves to be a guy who can play on the left or the right, to be quite honest, steal of the fucking summer.
Brilliant. Because when I was watching it, I thought, oh, Solomon, I thought he played on the left, and he was great on the right. So I think there's something in what you're saying now. I think Ange is just saying to Kulu, look, you know, you're not the only guy we've got here, so pull your socks up, maybe, you know.
Pull your socks up, indeed. Ben Kaufman, I'm going to be. They're leaving. I'm doing Jacob's sign off. Come on, you Spurs. Coys. Thank you for the sign off, Ben. Good night. Thank you for being here. Hope you have a good day or good evening. Good night. It is past midnight out there, I believe. Adrian Troca, Paul, mate, our front three were rubbish in the first half. Yep, all three of them.
I don't know if they were rubbish. Like,
is rubbish harsh? Is rubbish harsh?
I mean, rubbish, I guess, when the end result was rubbish. I see. But, you know, they were still getting shots off and things like that. And if a couple had gone in, we'd be having a very different conversation. But I do think that they need to work more as a team than individually. So I think rubbish is strong, but I guess, you know, they didn't score, so you could say that. You know.
Well, they had the penalty, but that was kind of, that's neither here nor there. Christoph Cavalets, big up Christoph. Kulu left wing, Solomon right wing with Richie as a 9. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see that in the second half of the next against Shakhtar. Maybe sub to the Mancunian way. Big up. Good to see you back here from yesterday. From Never a Foul when you came over from the raid. Big up. How you doing? The Aussie effect. Big Ange getting it done. One time for the one time. Let me show you. Woohoo! There's a trophy. Look at that. We see things you'll never see. You may have had the treble last season, but we're coming for the quad. We've got the Tiger Cup. And then we're getting. That's all we got.
Didn't even qualify for the Tiger Cup last year. So
that's what I'm saying. Y'all wouldn't even make it to the final. Y'all couldn't even compete for this. And no, Mancunian way, this isn't a made-up competition where they slapped a sticker on the trophy. That's not what this is. So before you disrespect the Tiger Cup, just admire it. Look how shiny it is. You can see the stadium and the reflection of that. That is at least grade 2 quality gold coating paint on that plastic, or maybe what kind of, what do you think it's made of? I'm not thinking brass or metal. I'm thinking hard plastic, gold coated, maybe 2 inches of gold coating so it feels and looks a little denser. What do you think? Yeah,
it looks like almost like a cup you'd get in a Lego set, but they've just made it bigger.
Ooh. And they put a little star on the top of it. That's nice.
Put star in I think the star looks a bit bent. It looks a bit out of whack or something. And
I think just we were celebrating too hard, Paul. Maybe too many smooches.
We lifted it so fast, it fatigued that titanium metal holding the star on.
Oh, my goodness.
And the sticker on the front just looks like, I mean, it looks like something out of American Gladiators or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got to have some fun with it, right? You got to have some fun with it. Big ups to everybody that's here. We got 50 people locked in with us this evening. Big up yourself right now, and just want you to know that I appreciate you. The question that I have for all of y'all is, how are we celebrating the Tiger Cup? 46% says the Richie special. Shirtless pigeon is how we're celebrating. So 46%, that's a very nice percentage. 30% says already forgot about it, but don't worry. They forgot about it, Paul, but I've been reminding them all stream. We won the Tiger Cup. Don't disrespect. And no, it is not a made-up competition where they put a Tiger Cup beer logo sticker on the front of a plastic trophy. No, it's not. Put some respect on the damn trophy. Come on now. And then 13% says Spurs only trophy this year. Some haters. And then 11% says still celebrating, to be honest. So the scenes are happening. We're trying to book an open bus parade, Paul. What do you think the best route? What do you think the best route through downtown Singapore is?
Oh, no, you'd do it in North London, wouldn't you?
Are we waiting that long to celebrate? I don't know that this is one of those you can hang on for that long. Maybe it's to celebrate the whole way there. Maybe an open top plane ride to London. They could just wave at everybody. Woo!
Low flying. Hey.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Well, Singapore's not a big place. I'm sure they could get an open top bus and do a quick lap, you know.
Yeah, why not? Let's have a good
But it
time.
would be funny doing an open top bus in Tottenham for the Tiger Cup. Yeah, two people like sticking their head out the McDonald's. Yeah, well done, Tottenham. Yeah.
Hey, look at that. What's going on over there? And then as it drives away. That'd be fun. Jason Gilman, Solomon, and Poro are better than Kula on the right wing at the moment. I agree. I saw more from Solomon with less chances than I saw from Kulusevski. Kulusevski was just getting it and going and was just like running into a brick wall every time. And I'm sorry, you should not be getting locked down by the McDonald's burger flipper dude. If that was the guy who it was. I'm not saying that the Singaporean lad was not probably a very talented school me every day of the week kind of guy. But you're Kulusevski, you play for the Premier League. We just spent 35 million on you. Surely don't call me Shirley, but you could get around the Singaporean ex-McDonald's guy. But apparently he could not.
Solomon did. Perisic did on the left. Perisic was actually quite decent as well.
You know, so I've also been seeing some discourse about saying that Sonny can't play. And this is ridiculous, by the way, but that Sonny can't play the Ainge left wing, the Ainge style left wing. That Perisic is more suited. And I'm not saying Perisic wasn't impressive, but again, this is a guy. Perisic is a world class baller versus some Singaporean lads. Of course, he should be doing that.
Listen, man. This is the thing I don't get about this, right? All these people that are saying such and such can't play handball and all this bollocks, right? These are probably the same people that had never even heard of Ange Postecoglou a few months ago. But all of a sudden they're experts on who can and who can't play Ange ball. They've got no idea what Ange ball is.
That's a very good point. I wonder if half of these people were the people doing the say no to Ainge, and now they're saying this player can't get Ainge ball. No one's up with the Ainge ball way. That's definitely probably what's happening here. Christoph says Kulu with his left foot can work better on the left wing. Maybe he can actually beat a man with his pass. Maybe he can beat the first man with his crosses into the box. Maybe it will find someone. Maybe because I ain't seen it yet, Paul. Get the beer out, Mancunian way. Ain't that the truth? We're celebrating. Look, seems like you created more shots, changing from a back five to a back four defenders. Yeah, that's Ainge ball right there.
Well, who'd have thought that? When you're not spending 6 players trying to stop a goal going in, and you go forward, who'd have thought, eh?
Yeah, who would have thought? Let's see here. Paul Brown, plastic, rubber, whatever the trophy. Who are we to complain after all? Yeah. Get in, Paul Brown. One more time for Paul Brown. Get in. Get in. We are the champions. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the eye of the fight. Or the fear of the fight, right? Isn't that the lyric?
The fear of the fight.
It's the... Yeah, we won that shit. They wrote a whole song about the competition that we just won. So all you haters, come on now. Celebrate. Look at Richie doesn't even have a shirt on. That's how hard he celebrated.
Yeah, he's just burst it off. Oh no, he swapped his shirt after the game. I saw that. The dirty shirt swapper.
Where do you think this is going in his set of collectible jerseys? A guy who's played for Brazil in a World Cup. Where do you think the Sea City Sailor, Chandelier Sailor, Sea Lion, the Sea Lion City Sailor, Sea Chandelier? Where do you think that this jersey is going amongst all the ones that he's accrued over the years?
Well, I think maybe his manservant will be cleaning his Bugatti with it.
Well, that's just disrespectful. Why would you let someone take your shirt if you're just going to wash your car with it?
Well, the McDonald's kid didn't know what it was going to end up.
Yeah. That's true. The McDonald's kid had no idea.
He doesn't give a shit where his shirt's
Do you think Pedro Porro? You think Pedro Porro gave his shirt to the guy who owned him on the day? Or no?
Just singled him out.
Oh, sorry. Just threw that one out there because the right back position is becoming alarming to me. The right back position is getting a little scary, if I'm honest. Let's see. Bryce, plain old Bryce. That's not a Bryce. I reckon it's made out of aluminum or tin. Throw some paint on it, and away you go. But see, the reflection, this is some high-quality paint. Look again. In the reflection, you can see the stadium's reflect. You can see the stadium. So my thought here is, this is not your cheap old run-of-the-mill, just gold gloss. This is grade 2, at least. I'm gonna say at least maybe an inch thick of gold, shiny shine. So yeah.
Well, 24 karat. You reckon the whole thing is actually solid gold? That's how strong Richie is. He can just lift it all up.
That's what I'm saying. You need to put some respect on the cup. People are doubting the cup. I'm just gonna leave Joe Louis up this whole time, to be completely honest. It is just to remind everyone, underlining the fact again, this man has multiple partners. Romantic partners, multiple lovers, multiple pilots. No one can tie him down. Joe Louis is a dog. Guys, don't knock the lack of open top bus parades in N17. Not our fault. We don't have open top bus. Wait, you don't? Why not? Richie took his shirt off after yet another offside goal. To be fair, he didn't do it. He didn't do it live. I was really hoping he'd take his shirt off after the hat trick. I don't remember. Did you see him take his shirt off during the match? It was at full time. As soon as the final whistle blew, he took his shirt off.
He was getting the man nips out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's a full time whistle. Of course, you want to just free the nips at that point. But then it looked like
celebrating the offside goal. I can't remember him taking the shirt off or not. But
I don't think he did. Not until the final whistle. I may be wrong. He swapped his jersey with his countryman. It was actually a class move. Oh, a Brazilian was playing for the Singaporean Sea City Lion Sailors.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice. In all fairness, Richie never passes up a moment to go shirtless. Exactly. No. As soon as that final whistle was on, it was...
I want to be free.
Yeah.
I'm so encumbered by
this thing's been waiting to come off. The more I look at that pic, I think of the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Louis. I was like, Richie, you want me to pull it back up?
He does look embalmed. It's horrible.
He looks like blood flow doesn't go to all of his appendages. But apparently it does. He has multiple lovers. So the blood is flowing. 86 years strong. Bryce, plain old Bryce. I've got multiple partners, Jacob. My wife, my left hand, and on special occasions, my right hand. Might have to change my name to Joe Louis. Are you giving them insider information, and are they benefiting financially from it? Because if that's the case, they're going to come for you. Adrian Schroka, we have now won 3 preseason cups. Who else other than us can celebrate such a proud record? Really, I think we just got to enjoy the fact that we're here now. We're up again. We are up. Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur, as I like to say. Paul, there is a topic I do want to talk to you about on a serious note. And if you... Well, I'll probably wrap the show up. I was going to refill my water because I'm dying, but we'll wrap the show up here in about 10, 15 minutes. So if you have any questions for Paul or I, hit us in the chat with a Q. Or a Q is the free way. Super chat is the unfree way. But I like free stuff, so hit us with a Q and then your question, and we'll ask it before we sign off here. But Giovanni Lo Celso, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I don't like him as a human. I don't like him as a footballer, especially for Tottenham Hotspur. I don't like his attitude. But during these 2 preseason matches, he's been playing good. So I can't say that he hasn't been, even as a GLC hater. But everyone's already getting out the apology forms. They're getting as shameless as I am about Christian Romero. Where do you stand with Giovanni Lo Celso?
It's a good problem for Ange to have, I suppose. It's better than having just a squad of shit. I think he's worth keeping around, because we've got quite a few midfielders and we've got options in midfield, but we're like 1 or 2 injuries away from Oliver Skip, and I don't want that. I'd rather Lo Celso than Skip. But if all he's doing is putting a bit of some nice dresses on the mannequin in the shop window to put his price up to 30 or 40, then I'll be for that as well. But it's a tough one, isn't it? Because he has played well in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
You know, you can't deny it.
No.
So, as far as all the, him as a person and the attitude and all that, Ange will be on that. And if he isn't passing muster, then he will be gone. But he looks like a different sort of player. The only thing is I've seen him do it before where he plays well and then doesn't. A bit like some other players that I can't mention, where they'll have 2 or 3 good games and then take their foot off the gas. So, I don't know, man. I'll leave. Ange is cool.
So Ange is delighted with what he has seen from Lo Celso in preseason and believes he would fit into his plans at Spurs. Therefore, the Australian has convinced. This is the Spurs Express saying apparently Ange has convinced Lo Celso to continue at Spurs despite him initially wanting to leave this summer. That's from muchodeporte.com. Let's see. How many people Mucho Deporte got? 18.2. What are we saying, Paul? Is it mucho bullshit or?
There's no quote there, though, is there? So
no, there is no quote. You were right about that.
Bullshit, then, isn't it? I don't trust anything I read on these things. Even when they use quotes, they get the quote wrong. But let's just say it's true. Then, if Ange has made that decision, then he's made that decision, hasn't he? But
I mean, I don't see anything.
It could. Yeah, I don't know about him persuading someone to stay or whatever. I don't know.
That's some serious insider information, right?
Yeah. I don't know where he would have got that from. Ange wouldn't have said that publicly.
Yeah, where did he say it? But it did come out after the game. But I don't see anything here about Giovanni Lo Celso. No, I don't see anything here about Giovanni Lo Celso. But according to them, this is... Let's see what the replies say.
Well, according to journalists, Joe Lewis was having a go at Daniel Levy to sell Harry Kane.
Then funny how 48 hours later after this, he has nothing to do with the company.
Nothing.
He's not associated anymore. But yet, 48 hours ago, he's allegedly calling Daniel Levy saying this, that, and the other. Come on now.
There's no chance Joe Lewis was telling Levy anything.
Not a freaking shot. Hansi G, big up Hansi. Ainge just wants to win. Give it time. If you give Richie a chance, he got into the right positions. Ainge has talked highly about Richie as well. Alan Bennett, hi boys, just joined. Question: can I see that video again? Yeah. I don't know. We've seen it.
I don't hear you. I don't see you. You don't exist to me at this moment. That's what it is.
I'll play that one for you.
Thank you.
That one's a little better, a little easier to stand. I don't know you. Lisa says if Gio wants to stay, give him a chance. He'll be a baller in this system. When he didn't want to be here, he's crap. And all the Giovanni Lo Celso people, they've shown me one clip of one time Giovanni Lo Celso had a great dribble through several defenders. And then now this preseason, and they're using it to say he's fully Coys, which I ain't heard a damn thing come out of his mouth yet. Romero's already piped up, and Domble's already piped up. Sonny's piped up. Eric Dyer's piped up. What has he said about Ainge Ball? What has he said about how Spurs could look? He ain't said nothing. So I don't believe any of this. He's scoring goals, and he looks depressed. He's not even... 2 goals, 1 assist, 0 smiles. I don't know that I want this guy at my club personally. I don't like poo-poo faces. Like, okay, here you go.
You guys never win anything, right? No.
That's Giovanni Lo Celso doing that, but imagine it in Spanish.
You rather happy players like Eric Dyer. Laughing. Oh, no, maybe Lo Celso just had his business face on. You know? Okay, I've scored. Let's go back. Let's go again.
What are we saying in the chat, y'all? How do we feel about Giovanni Lo Celso? Am I being a meanie poo-poo head? Or am I justified in my slanderous agenda versus Giovanni Lo Giovanni Lo Giovanni Lo Celso? I don't know. Adrian Troca says Spurs parade bus driver is losing weight and has complained for years that he cannot survive on Spurs club success. He's in the booth. He's in the booth. He's in the bus waiting.
He's training.
He's
planning his route. He's planning his route for May.
He's like, ooh, GPS came out since 2008. Let me learn this technology. And he's learning.
Oh, there's a roundabout that's appeared in the last 30 years.
Lisa says, I saw something even before the game that he persuaded Gio to stay. Not sure of the source. Spanish, I think. Was it muchodeporte.com? There it is, Mucho Deporte. I don't know. Joe Lewis knows who needs to go to what position. Missionary, doggy, he knows it all. Joe Lewis is a beast. He's a dog. There he is. Does game respect game at some point?
He's just flat out lying face down on a massage table, let's face it. Yeah,
I think that's probably right. You're probably right. You're probably right. Solomon is an absolute steal. I agree. Yeah. Bryce says, stop being a Lo Celso, Jacob. The lunch lady won't like you. What? I don't get it, Bryce. I don't get it. But look at this guy. Okay, wait. We were talking about Giovanni Lo Celso. Lisa says, I don't mind poo-poo face if he's making plays. He definitely had the poo-poo face on today. Maybe I'm a meanie poo-poo head about it, but this guy, I don't like him.
Maybe I'm
a douche. I don't know.
Maybe he's got the poo-poo face because he knows you're watching, and he's thinking, "Fuck
like,
you,
sorry, you're playing for my club. Sorry, they're asking you to run around.
Jacob.
Sorry, God, I'm just so." I don't like the dude. I don't trust him. I don't believe he cares for us at all. All the allegations, the case that they made against Christian Romero, he beat the case. Christian Romero beat the allegations. He came out and put it to fucking bed. What has Giovanni Lo Celso done? Nothing. He went to Villarreal and said how great and fun it was and having a great time on Instagram, chatting about it with his friends. Oh, everything's so great. Here's my fucking yerba mate tea. Oh, yeah, let me get my yerba mate in the fucking cup. Okay, that's what he did. And then he comes to Spurs, and what is it? Radio silence. He don't say nothing. And what does he do? I'm not a body language expert, but from my amateur skills of body reading, it's like we're pulling the it's got to be he's putting himself up for sale. Like, Villarreal, y'all still want me, right? Look what I can do. That's got to be what this is, because I don't believe for a second that he's going out there lacing his boots up thinking, I can't wait to be the best Tottenham Hotspur player that I can be today. I think, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. This guy, there's no way anyone can convince me he woke up before the game and was like, I can't wait to put on for Tottenham Hotspur today. It was, I can't wait to be Giovanni Lo Celso. I'm so great. Everywhere I step and shit turns to gold. And it's just, this is the kind of player we don't need at this club. It's the mentality that we don't need, in my opinion. But you know what? Ainge obviously sees something. I mean, but he also said Ben Davies is a quality player. And how did Ben Davies repay him for that? Anyone remember?
Well, he was asked about Ben Davies. He's not going to say, oh, he's shit. So, he's saying that. Why do you think we're looking at buying centre-backs? Because he's shit. So,
Hansi says it's his Botox. That's why he can't smile for us. Oh, maybe that's what it is. No, I've seen him smile when he's with Argentina and they're all smelling the Messi fumes. Trust me, I'd be smiling like a motherfucker if I see Messi and I smelled. He's got to be wearing some kind of fancy ass skin lotion perfume thing. So, like, of course you're smiling. You got all the fumes when you're around Messi, but he can't smile when he wears lily white. It's just, I guess he can't unless it has little baby blue stripes down it. That's the only time he can smile. I don't understand. It was a friendly. If he celebrates too much, he'll look like an idiot. Yeah, but just smirk at your friends who came to hug you for the goal. Just smirk. Just hee. Just like a. Not even. You don't even gotta show teeth. Just fucking. You care. Show any emotion. This man's acting like He's acting like the dude who walked out on his family for 25 years, and then the kid searched their dad when they got older. They're like, I'm a grown man, I'm gonna search, and then you go to show, and the dad's like, I don't give a shit about you. I never gave a shit about you. And you're like, I knew it all along, Dad.
I left 25 years ago. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
There's a reason why I left, mate. You know, I don't love you.
You tracked me down. I don't like you. It was
Hang
a
on,
mistake.
911. I've got a stalker. But it's me, Daddy.
Maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe I'm a douche. I don't know. Paul Brown, I would hope to see a much improved Giovanni Lo Celso, Brian Keel, to be honest. Then again, a deluded Spurs fan. Yeah, it's okay. You can be deluded. A lot of people love him. A lot of people want him to come good. I don't think you're deluded if you believe that. It's just a difference of opinion. I've seen too much of this guy to have any hope. I've seen enough of his attitude, his fucking sulking, shoulders down, bow-legged, extra bow-leggedy, just because he's upset.
Let me ask you this, right? In your long career of following sports, or football, or whatever team you want to pick here, whatever sport.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a player, a sportsman that you've had this Lo Celso type emotion with, who's actually turned it around and won you over, or is it once you don't like it, that's it, you're done? You're dead. He's dead to you. Have you ever been turned around, Jacob? Or maybe you're just right.
I will say I'm always right. No one's convinced me otherwise. I'll take that answer for 100,000. No, but in all seriousness, it would take him playing all 38 Premier League matches, not hanging out in the damn physio room collecting a paycheck. I'm talking he plays 38 matches and smiles when he contributes to our success, if there is any. Show me, like Basuma, you can't stop that dude from smiling right now. Papa Matisar, like we talked about yesterday, cannot stop smiling. I like that. Positivity breeds positivity. Negativity attracts negativity. You have fucking Giovanni Mr. Lo Celso, Giovanni Lo Celso. I don't think that's good or positive for anybody, especially the young guys. I don't like him. I don't like people like him. I don't like fucking people like that. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm probably an asshole. Say No More Gov says maybe Gio just needs a me documentary. Oh, maybe that's what he needs. And then we'll hear, oh, Giovanni was always a fucking asshole since he was a kid. Anytime he showed up, he was always frowning. And anytime he got an A, he would say, fuck you, teacher. Like, yeah, I don't. God, maybe I'm being dramatic. Kirian Kai says Lo Celso played well against Sailors. There, it says it all. Might already have an agreement with the club. I'll perform in preseason to raise my value, but let me go if a good offer comes. Ainge is in on it, so bigging him up. Okay. Yeah, saying he's a vital, like kind of what Pochettino's doing with Conor Gallagher, saying, oh, this guy's crucial, and he's definitely in my plans, y'all. Don't wink, wink. He's definitely 30 million won't get him gone. It's got to be more, wink, wink. He's definitely in my plans. Am I the only one?
Taxi for Gallagher.
Bryce says, am I the only one still massively unconvinced by Vicario Sicario? Are you unconvinced by Vicario?
No, I quite like what I'm seeing out of him so far. He's not scaring the shit out of me like Hugo used to do, so that's a step up.
I don't blame him for the goal today either. I blame Davies, Udogie, and Pedro Porro. That's who I blame.
Yeah, sure.
Alan Bennett, I don't like Dyer, Davies, Ritchie, and the list goes on. Same. Kirian says, let's see how good he is against proper Premier League team.
Well, that means he's here for the season, unless he plays a couple of games for Brentford against Brentford.
Think about it. If he plays against Brentford and United, does great, and everyone's like, we love him so much, then we sell his ass for 55 instead of 25.
Yeah,
that is a good sale.
Thank you for your service, Giovanni.
Good evening, JC. Big ups. Good to see you returning from last night's Never a Foul raid. Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well, JC. Milton Nobrega says, haha, you don't have to show teeth. That's gold. Oh, yeah, you don't even have, bro, just a lip smile. Act like you're, you know what I mean? If you're at the dinner table and your mother's worked really hard for dinner and you're like, I hate green beans, mashed potatoes again and roast beef. your parents are gonna smack. At least where I in the South in America, you have a ugly ass face like that at the dinner table, and you're ungrateful. You get smacked in the face until it changes. And I'll tell you what, Giovanni Lo Celso looks like a guy who ain't been smacked in the face. It looks like, oh Gio, you don't like green beans? Let me get you what you want. I want McDonald's. Okay, Gio, whatever
I want
you
a bowl of
want.
jelly beans.
Yeah, bowl of jelly beans, mommy. Just that's the attitude I see from him, and I don't like it. Do not like it. Lisa says Vicario makes me nervous, but I'm willing to give him a fair chance. Think I prefer Forster as number 1 till he's ready. I think let him go out there and prove he's not the number 1 until I give it to Forster is what I would say. I let Vicario prove he's not ready is what I think, because we spent the money on him. He's supposed to be our predecessor. Obviously, he hasn't gotten the number 1 shirt yet, so we'll see. Would rather sell him, though, and spend money on center backs. I agree. Hansi, this goalkeeper, needs to demand the box. He's too short. Yeah, he's a little timid a little bit, huh? Christoph Lowe was the same in Spain for Villarreal. It's just the way he is. Okay, he's a fucking loser. Get him out of here. I'm sorry. That's maybe me. Let me take that back.
He's a prick everywhere in the world.
So, yeah, so you're telling me he's not just a douche in England? Okay, great. Let's see. Spurs fans are going to surmise and speculate until we know Ainge's 25-man squad. Even after we know the final 25, Spurs fans will debate the rights and wrongs and know who should have stayed and gone. Of course, Adrian, I know best. I know most, and I will say so. No, I'm just playing.
It's fun talking shit about it.
Especially if it's Celso. God. Have you seen this man? Looks like he's a cowboy who's ridden horses all his life. His legs, have you seen it? They do like the parentheses. If you're texting somebody,
John Wayne
and you put John Wayne legs. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about, Paul. Shout out THFC till I die. Says I trust Ainge. I trust what Ainge wants. Ainge gets forget Dyer, Sanchez, and Davies. A bigger thing is I give the rest of them a chance to be fair. Lo Celso played well when he came on. Big up, guys. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, THFC till I die. Hope you're doing well out there, Dermatron. Yeah, I'm being a bit dramatic. Being mad dramatic, bro, says CF. I'm being mad dramatic about Lo Celso. Maybe. Didier Drogba, after his first season, turned it in big time in England. I did not. Yeah, well, I honestly do rate Didier. I've always loved Didier Drogba. He's a beast. Goal today was totally defense's fault, not Vicario. I agree with that as well. Let's see here. I do have to go in about 5 minutes, but I'm going to catch up on the chat and we'll say our final thoughts. Gallagher today stated that Gallagher today stated that he does not want to leave CFC, wants to stay and fight for his place. That sounds familiar. West Ham have pulled out. The lad is staying. Okay, I didn't know West Ham pulled out. But the staying and fighting for his place is something Eric Dyer says every year. It's something Ben Davies says every year. And it's something that's just like anytime I see that, I'm like, haha, a loser. That's just my instant meaning. But hey, West Ham pulled out. Vicario is a problem, says CF. Steady as Shark should at least give us a creepy FIFA smile. Yeah, you've seen it on FIFA, Paul.
Discombobulated, like the mouths on the forehead.
Give me anything other than he looks like he just turned in the accounting reports on a Friday afternoon and he had to stay late. He's like, here's your fucking forms. Here's your goal. You wanted a goal. Here's your goal. If Spurs can make
happy now.
Tired of working for the man. I just want to do what I love. Synchronized xylophone dancing.
Yeah, I want to do pottery. What the fuck am I playing?
Come on.
Football's a losing game.
Poro definitely struggles to defend. If Spurs can make Ndombele and Lo Celso into players, then that's a big win for us. I agree. And again, I will support Ainge until they show me again what they always show me, which is that they're shit and they shouldn't have been trusted, and Ainge's reputation is now hinging on the performance of poo-poo heads, to put it lightly. Show the youngsters you are excited, it goes through the team. Exactly. Right play, Paro right wing and have Decky in the midfield. VH was talking about that earlier too. I'm Portuguese living in Australia. If I didn't eat my dinner, my parents would have bashed me up. Exactly. I don't want peas, Mom. You're getting smacked. Eat the damn peas. Be grateful you got food on your table. That was how I grew up. Lo Celso maybe the silver spoon's a little more nice. I don't know. Bryce, Awfully convenient that Joe Lewis was able to drop 300 mil to get himself out of trouble yesterday, but here we are begging for central defense. We can't even get Mickey Van de Veen in. THFC Till I Die. Question for you both. What are your thoughts on the Asian tour? A bit underwhelming, if I must say. I was expecting Leicester and Roma and West Ham is what I was expecting. Instead, we got no Roma, the Singapore Sea City Lion Sailors. What else? West Ham? That's it?
Yeah.
That's it, huh? It's kind of disappointing. What about you, Paul?
Yeah, like it was. I mean, I don't know. I'm used to pre-season tours in the past being like the Colchester or Svorgasbad or something like that. So it's not like you end up playing quality teams a lot of the time in pre-season. So I think it was useful for Ange. I don't think it was useful from a defensive point of view because we played two teams that haven't got any upfront stuff really. So maybe Shakhtar will give us a bit of a boot up the date, or Barcelona, but it's all right. It's all right, you know. Pre-season, it's not the meat and potatoes of the season.
That's
promising fair. Though. I'll say promising though.
It is promising. Lisa says, Jacob, I can see you and I are going to butt heads on Gio. Lisa, are you sure you just don't think that he's got that cute Argentinian chin?
Bad boy.
He's got that, I'm naughty, I don't eat my green beans at dinner, and mommy won't spank me. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just playing, Lisa. Maybe you could be right. What if this guy turns out to all of a sudden give a shit about Tottenham? Maybe. I don't know. My patience with him is thin. He's on thin ice. And if my opinion has any weight, which it doesn't, but if it does, naughty, Mr. Giovanni Lo Celso.
Lisa, what can I say? I know your birthday is important to you, but not to me.
Bryce says, why no Divine last night? I was curious. I don't know why no Alfie Divine last night. Do you know why, Paul?
I'm not an ITK, I'm afraid.
You're not?
No.
I thought you were though.
Yeah, he's mixing it around. I don't think Alfie Divine is on the outer. I think like what you were saying earlier about putting Solomon up in Kulu's position has given Kulu something to think about more than anything. But I'm hoping Divine will be around because he did look good in the West Ham game.
Yeah, he looked all right. He looked okay. I popped in the link for the Hotspur Hippie there.
Oh, thanks,
Paul.
man.
He is crashed through the 1K ceiling. He is now monetized, and he is live every day. He's got videos. What's the next thing you got coming out, Paul?
Well, I'm going to have a bit of breakfast, and then I might do a walk and do a video about last night's game, and then later on this evening in about, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 hours, I might or might not do a stream. Planning isn't my forte. If you want a rigorously scheduled channel, it's not going to happen, but I do 2 or 3 times every day. I'll try to anyway.
There you go. You're flooding the airwaves with your beautiful presence, and I'm a fan of it. Lisa says, crap, maybe you found me out. I'm a big fan of Kuti also. Maybe I'm just fond of Latinos, of the Latins. Maybe you are, Lisa. I know you're out there in Mexico. Maybe the Mexicano breeze is just, ay caramba. You know what I mean? You see these guys. But you know what? I support you with Mr. Kuti Romero. I do support you in your endeavors. Much support your way. I thought he was great. We are gonna be signing off the show. Yep, big up Paul and congrats. Go subscribe over there if you have not already. Please do hit the subscribe if you are new here. A lot of returning faces, so it's always good to see y'all in the chat. I'm gonna be ending the poll. Let's see here. 51 votes, 43 likes. 8 people didn't want to bring free beer to the party tonight. And to that I say, what the hell's wrong with you? How are you celebrating the Tiger Cup? 45% say the Richie Special / shirtless pigeon. Was that pretty good, Paul? Does that sound all right?
Lovely, man. That's lovely.
And you go, do that.
What's the next bit?
I don't know.
You got a wooden leg or something.
Yeah, something like that. Oh God. 29%
Well, if it was
Sav.
Jeremy, it would have a wooden leg, wouldn't it?
Jeremy was missing a leg, and they tried to put it back together, and then they said, "You know what? You're just going to be a one-legged pigeon in a museum." How about that?
Museum, boy,
In a museum forever. Your carcass will be on display, and your shocked face of death at your doorstep will be
Yeah,
forever
your death mask.
displayed.
We're going to preserve your death mask forever.
Shout out Jeremy, the hero pigeon who saved hundreds of American lives during World War II. Jeremy, you are not forgotten. You are always appreciated here on United Spurs of America, Jeremy. Speaking of Jeremy, our own Jeremy, saving us from trophy drought yet again. Shout him out one last time. But big up, Paul. Thanks for joining on, man.
That's right.
I will be signing it off there. A little bit shorter than yesterday, but I started a little bit later, and it is dinner time for me, so I hope you are keeping well. If you're watching this live or on playback, big up yourself right now. You're an hour 56 in, and there's anywhere you could be in the world, and you chose to be right here with me, so that means a lot to me, and I hope it does to you as well. And I hope that I see y'all at the next one. Tomorrow, I will be live, maybe in the morning. Maybe in the morning, so early afternoon for UK listeners, but I might do something in the morning. Or I might not. I really don't know. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But hit that notification bell and you'll find out when I do go live. But shout out to the 50 of y'all that have been rocking with me the whole show. I do appreciate it. One last time, I want y'all to just... A final parting thought from me is this man right here. Multiple lovers. Plural lovers. Plural romantic partners. And if that's not an imagery that's going to keep you up at night, really, really fighting demons, I don't know what would. But you know what? For me, that's going to do it. As always, stay fresh, stay blessed, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. Paul?
Coys.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.